So today we'll discuss about Turing machine as an integer function. So generally in previous classes we discussed about the Turing machine, so which is accepting some languages, and maximum we saw the input tape contains the alphabets or else zeros and ones only. We saw maximum zeros and ones and ABs. So there is a possibility to work with integers with Turing machine. So that is called Turing machine as an integer function. So here we are having one function which takes its arguments as integers and it returns the results also an integer. Simply, I will say that if I want to perform the addition of two numbers, we can perform with the help of this Turing machine, which accepts as integer function. So here the integer function will be defined like this: f of I1 comma I2 comma and so on ik equal to mission. So we need to solve this function for the given Turing machine. Then we call it as a Turing machine as an integer function. So we have one function, and with the help of this function, we need to construct a mission. So how we are going to construct a mission to work with integer values? So just now I said that the function is having to perform some x plus y or else 2 plus 3. So we need to perform 2 plus 3. So 2 plus 3 will get the result is 5. I need to perform that one. So how we are going to perform? So here we have input tape. We have an input tape. So input tape generally it can take either zeros or ones or ABs. We saw like that only. So now if we consider 2, so directly we can't get to 2 directly from input tape. So for that we require one representation. So maximum in Turing machine with integer functions, they will represent as zeros. So if I'm having 2 means I will represent 2 zeros and plus 3 is there. So between 2 and 3 we'll make it as a one separator, whatever it may be. So maximum they will make the separator as a blank. They will make separator as blank. So we need to make one blank, and then after go with 3. So for the 3 again we place 3 zeros. So it will be like this. It will be like this. So it may having the tape. For example, if I want to perform 2 plus 3, so simply I will go with 2 zeros and then we will go with one blank symbol and then I will go with 3 zeros. So remaining table may contain remaining things. I don't want to bother about one. So this is a way of representing the Turing machine when you are performing integer functions. So maximum they will go with zeros only. So the input tape must represent the input arguments with the help of zeros, and there will be a separator also. There is a separator also. So this separator may consider as a blank symbol. So generally the Turing machine, a blank B is used as a separator. So for example, if the input tape will be having 0 to the power of I1 B, 0 to the power of I2 B, like that up to 0 to the power of Ik. So here I define the function like that. So f of I1 I2 like that. If this is a function and the representation will be like this. So after performing the integer function, the result will be returned as a integer. So we'll get the result on the tape. So this is about Turing machine as integer function. Means, so if you want to go with some integer operations like division or subtraction, like that we can use Turing machine. Here we are discussing one example to perform x plus y. So if I want to perform the addition of two numbers x plus y, so in place of x you can go for 2, or in place of y you can go with 3, whatever it may be. So we can't construct the problem for constant values, that's why we are choosing x, y. So f of x comma y equal to x plus y. So means 0 to the power of x, 0 to the power of x, b 0 to the power of y we need to take as input. So here what we are doing is, so we need to travel from input tape, and every 0 will be replaced with left hand side of 0 will be replaced with x, and right hand 0 also replaced with some symbol. So here the process is, we are getting first traverse x number of zeros up to b. On getting b, change the stack, change the state and replace b by 0. So once we need to travel all the zeros, once it reached b, then we need to change the state and again replace with zeros, replace b by 0. So whatever I received the b means that the blank space, it is replaced with 0, and then traverse the second string. So b means it is the end of the second string. So change the state and traverse left side. So we need to choose the number of zeros. We need to choose the number of zeros, and we need to travel left hand side and right hand side. So and then after replace the last 0 of the second string by b and halt. Here the Turing machine which helps to perform the given x plus y. So here if I get 0, just I am keeping 0 as it is and moving right hand side. Like that I will read all the zeros. For example, if I go with like 2 plus 3, 2 zeros will be there. So after completion of 2 zeros, so if I get b, then what I am doing, just I am replacing b with 0 and moving right side. So and I am going to another state q1. Now also if I found 0, just I am keeping as it is and moving right side. So until the tape ended. So generally how we can measure tape ended? So it contains blank, that will be ended. Just I am keeping b, means blank space will be keeping blank side and moving left hand side, and I am moving to another state q2. And here I am if I get 0, so if I get 0, just I am replacing with blank and halt will go, means final state we are reaching. So with the help of this one we can count how many symbols are there, and finally we'll get the output. So this is Turing machine as integer function. So this Turing machine as integer function is helpful to perform the arithmetic operations. And next one is universal Turing machine. So it is nothing but if you designed a Turing machine which behaves a digital computer. So if you design a Turing machine which behaves like a digital computer, then we call it as a universal Turing machine. Means the Turing machine which you are performing should get input from the data, should get the input data from the user and produces the output by using an algorithm. Generally computer what is doing, so when you are executing any program, it is taking data, input data from the user through keyboard, and it is performing something. So it is performing some program logic, internal logic, and finally I am getting some result. So here also universal Turing machine will do like that only. So it will get the input data from the user and produces the output with the help of some algorithms. Okay. So this is about Turing machine. Next, linear bounded automata, LBA. So already we know about Turing machine. So Turing machine is having one tape. So whatever the input we represented, it will be available on tape, and the remaining all cells will be replaced with blank spaces. But when it comes to linear bounded automata, so here the tape is having exact size. So the input will be in bounded state. Whatever the input data you are having, it will be in bounded state. When you observe here, so it is bounded state will be square braces. With the help of square braces, the information is bounded. Here, if I am working a square, b square, c square. So I am starting with open braces. A square means 2a's, b square means 2b's, c square means 2c's. Once my input is completed, then it is enclosed with another square bracket. So this is about linear bounded automata. So it is also similarly Turing machine only, but the thing is here it is restricted, input is restricted. So it is also having 7 tuple representation. Q is a set of states, sigma is a set of input alphabets, and T of T is a stack symbol, means in tape symbols. So but it's allowed between open bracket and closed bracket, and delta is a transition function, Q naught is initial state or B is a blank symbol, and F is a set of final states. So this is about LBA, linear bounded automata, means it is having the Turing machine, but the variation is the input tape will be bounded between square brackets. So here we constructed one linear bounded automata. So for the language which accepts a to the power of n, b to the power of n, c to the power of n. So means it may contain number of a's followed by number of b's followed by number of c's. Here the thing is, earlier we constructed the same example. There once it reached to blank, then we concluded. But here we conclude that once we reached closed bracket. So that is only the difference here. And everything is replaced with star. So here what we are doing is, on each pass the machine matches the leftmost A, B and C and replaces them with star. So when I got A, again I am searching for B, then after I am searching for C, and these all are replaced with star. So I will repeat the same again, number of A's, A, B, C, it will be replaced with right, like that the process is going on. So starting we are having open bracket. So here I am mentioning, so input is open bracket, simply I am keeping as easily moving right side, and input is A, I am replacing with X and moving right side. Second time if I got A, simply I am keeping as easily and moving right side, like that is happened. And moving, when I got A, I am moving to next state. So in next state, if I found A, I am keeping as easily. If I found B, just I am replacing and moving to next state, Q3 state. In Q3 state, if I found B, just I am keeping as easily. If I found C, so I am moving to next state, and C will be marked with star or X. And that is the last, means C is the last, that's why I am moving to left hand side. So until I got A. So I am moving, I will be in Q4, and C will be replaced with and moving left hand side. So in left hand side, if I found X, just I am keeping as easily again left. But if I found B, just I am keeping B again left. Why? Because I need to go for A. So again if I found A, just I am keeping A as easily moving left until up to open bracket. If I found open bracket, then moving right hand side. For what purpose? To find second A. So if I found A, so if I found X, I am keeping X as easily moving right hand side. So and in second state also, like third state also. So once we found A, then process will continue. Once we found B, process will continue. Once we found C, process will continue. And last, if I found closed bracket, then we're moving to hard state, means acceptance state. So this is about linear bounded automata. So simple automata, but it is having open closed brackets. Earlier we compared with blank spaces, now we are comparing open closed brackets. That's only the difference. Next, Turing machine languages are there. So we are having two types of languages. One is called Turing machine acceptable or recursively enumerable. Second one is recursive language or Turing decidable. So Turing machine acceptable language means the language which is acceptable by Turing machine, we call it as a Turing machine acceptable. So if so when we are calling Turing machine language acceptable, so once if you apply a language into the Turing machine, if it reached to acceptance state or then or halt state, if it reached to acceptance or halt state, then we can accept it. If the machine is stuck in somewhere, then it will be rejected. So for example, I constructed one Turing machine and I applied one language on that Turing machine. So if it reached to final state, we say that it is acceptable. So if it reached to non-final state, we say that it is rejected. Generally, how we are and one more thing is, it will be rejected if it is having infinite loops also. If the language contains infinite loop, then also it will be rejected. So here we explain with diagram. So we went to, if you provided input string, so there is a chance to accept and there is a chance to reject also, and there is a chance to reject if it contains infinite loop. And second type is Turing decidable. So we call that Turing decidable if there exists Turing machine M such that an input X, if there is an input X, if that X belongs to the language which is acceptable by Turing machine, if I consider one input, if it is part of the language which is acceptable by the Turing machine, then we call it as a Turing decidable. Otherwise, it will reject it, and we said that it is not decidable. So this is about Turing languages. So the language is Turing machine acceptable. Another one is recursively language are Turing decidable. So when we call it as a Turing machine acceptable, if the language which you provided, so if it is recognizes and if it reached to final state, then we say that acceptable. If it is not reaching final state, then it is rejected. And the case is, if the language contains any infinite loops, then also it is rejected. Second one is recursively language are Turing decidable. So if you are having a particular input, if it belongs to the language L and the language is accepted by Turing machine, then we say that Turing decidable. If the input is not belongs to language, then we say that Turing undecidable. So this is about topics, and we'll continue next class.